girl. What new details are emerging on her condition as we learn more about the inhumane conditions she was living in?
Folks continue calling for action after CMPD confirmed 2 weekend homicides are connected.
We need to lean into our young people and make sure that they understand the various alternatives to violence.
How a new safety committee hopes to curb youth violence across Charlotte.
And last-minute shoppers are flooding stores nationwide.
That's right, what you need to know if you're hitting the stores today. Those stories and much more live, local, and breaking news coming up at 7 a.m. on WCNC Plus.
Right now, we're still seeing a crash there up in Rowan County at Jake Alexander Boulevard and Julian Road. Probably the biggest impact for folks in Rowan County heading into Met County.
Thanks a lot, Brittany. Here it is. We're starting to see the end, but truly this is just the beginning because we have 65 today, more sunshine for the afternoon. This is going to be good, y'all, because yesterday we started off with sunshine, the clouds would freeze. It's backwards today, so it's going to be a delightful afternoon. You will notice the difference. And then I'm even calling for shorts weather, lower to the mid-70s. No joke, I'm grilling on Christmas Day. Why not? Because this is going to be the second warmest of all time. We will see a little dip in our temperatures with clouds sticking around for your Friday. And then Saturday looks to be a record-breaking day before. Here's the transition. Likely falling temperatures like day, breezy, chance for rain on Sunday before we're back to the 40s, more January-like weather. So enjoy the 70s while we have them.
I'll take it.
A little Christmas gift from Mother Nature. Very nice.
Thank you, Mother N.
All right, we want to know, have you finished all your holiday shopping? Or you still have things you got to grab today on the 23rd of December. Comes after a new poll shows 90% of us still have some shopping to do. That's a lot. Text us 704-329-3600 and let us know either way.
And just 25% of us.
That's right. We'll be talking about it all.
You just get one thing. You can get one thing.
Thank you.
Join us 7 a.m. over on WCNC Plus. Streaming live right now at 7 a.m. right here on WCNC Plus. I'm Ben Thompson.
And I'm Julie Kay in for Lisa this morning. Going to start with a check of your forecast, of course. We're talking record-breaking maybe on Christmas Eve. Chris, what do you got?
Well, I have the beginning of the record-setting trend where it's Christmas Day that's just going to miss out. But yeah, Christmas Eve and then the 27th look to be record-tying or record-breaking days. But we'll see. This is how we're starting off the day. It's not the most impressive thing, not as beautiful as we ended the day yesterday. So thicker clouds to begin it. That's also why we're so mild to begin the day. Check out Kannapolis. We see a little bit of hope. A break in the clouds, and then we will see a lot more sunshine once you get to the afternoon. Primarily just going to take a while for us to break these clouds and cut them loose. Seeing a little bit of rain here on a satellite radar. Don't worry about it. It's too dry, so that's not hitting the surface. Here's what our futurecast looks like, though. We're still keeping on and off cloudy conditions around for the rest of this morning. One exception. If you are watching from the mountains, Banner Elk, Boone, naming a few locations, Jefferson, West Jefferson, it's going to stay cloudy for you most of the day. When I'm talking about mostly cloudy skies, still some spots that it's going to be areas of blue. But the Charlotte area, especially areas east, you at one point I think will hit wall-to-wall sunshine and at best really a complete sunny to mostly sunny day, and most of those clouds are going to remain further off towards the west. Today's high is 65. That's about 10 degrees plus warmer than where we were yesterday. And the one thing to mention about today, it will be a windy one. Wind gusts getting up to about 25 miles per hour. The national weather definition would really be more of a breezy day with winds gusting about 20 to 25 miles per hour. Sunny to mostly sunny skies to conclude the day. So I am actually deeming today that I think you only need the sweatshirt for the afternoon. Sunglasses for sure for later on. But dare I say shorts weather? Well, it depends. Brittany's here and we were talking about this. She's more of like a tank top in this weather. I'm more of my legs can bear the cooler temperatures, but the lower to the mid 70s, that's going to be great. I'm going to be rocking shorts, just saying. You do you, but we are opening up that threshold, and that's going to be Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And then again on Saturday, and hey, even the 60s with some cloudier skies on Friday isn't going to be too bad. Our low temperatures, though, very, very warm, at least 15 degrees above the norm for this time of year, even up to about 20 degrees above where we should be. And our Jerry Hunt Supercenter 7-day forecast does show an end to this above average surge. This isn't unnatural. We actually did this back in 2021, much better than 2022, where we actually had a low of 9 degrees. But check it out. We are going to see our temperatures return back to the 40s. And that was crazy, Brittany, since you are here, meteorologist extraordinaire, that we went from the warmest to the coldest back-to-back years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the coldest Christmas Eve ever. I remember people saw power outages because it was so hectic. Thankfully, of course, not dealing with that. And Chris, the only reason why I like to do pants and tank top is because I'm worried about sweating too much. But here we are. This morning, you're certainly not sweating. Traffic looking pretty good out there right now. This is north and southbound here, just north of Tyvola Road. We do have a new update here on this crash at Wilkinson Boulevard at 485. Remember, this is near RV Lane, so just west of the interstate. Were reportedly two people hurt in this crash, one with serious injuries, one with minor, and so we'll continue to bring you updates here throughout the day. You can tell that the traffic is getting a little bit slower in this area, going from medium now to slow in a few spots. So especially if you take 485, just be mindful at Wilkinson Boulevard. Expect a little bit of additional traffic. One lane currently blocked here at Steel Creek Road where it meets Highway 49. And as of right now, not a lot of additional traffic updates for you, but we'll keep you updated throughout the morning.
We continue to follow a breaking news update right now. Charlotte City leaders working to provide information as the state's House Oversight Committee is demanding answers on what they consider to be lapses in public safety.
In newly obtained letters, state lawmakers point to several incidents on the light rail, including 2 recent stabbings. WCNC Charlotte's Richard Devane is live in Charlotte's South End along the light rail. Richard, good morning. What kind of information are lawmakers after here?
Yeah, good morning to you, Julie. Good morning, Ben. Good Tuesday morning, everyone. Those lawmakers want a host of information, and they want it in a timely fashion. They're putting a lot of heat on the local leadership here in Charlotte about public safety, especially including the light rail. Now, as we take a look at video, this is all coming from the House Oversight Committee, North Carolina's House Oversight Committee, who are requesting those documents from the city leadership. The committee is requesting several years of documents, communication, as well as crime data related to public transit safety. Police staffing levels. They also want recruitment and retention levels of police officers and cooperation, and how the city has cooperated with federal immigration authorities. They're also seeking information on diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives and how public safety funds have been allocated. Lawmakers say their goal is to ensure that public funds are being used to protect residents as well as transit riders, and to determine whether that public safety has taken a backseat to other policy priorities, something that riders we spoke to also wonder about, and both sides say that safety is very important. Take a listen.
That could get us a police officer on every rail car. That could get us fencing around the platforms to ensure people that are not ticketed don't get in there. It could have prevented the death of Irina Zaruska, and it could have prevented the stabbing that just occurred. What on earth are we doing with the taxpayers' money if we're not protecting them first and foremost?
We need to revisit, if we're going to build new transit lines, and we are going to build one because we've committed that to the northern towns, we're going to have to build one that is already planned as a safe space to be.
And that was also the mayor, who was one of those people who got the letter, including the city manager, as well as CMPD's police chief and the interim CEO of CATS, Brett Cagle, also getting those same letters. They have until the 8th of January to get that information to the Oversight Committee. Of course, we'll keep you posted. We're right here in the South End. This is Richard Devane. We'll send it back to you.
Richard, thank you. The demand for these records comes as CATS officials clarify a recent assault actually did not happen on one of their buses. They say the woman had boarded the bus to get away from an incident that took place off the property. CMPD says it happened on Monroe Road, just south of Wendover on Sunday. The victim told CMPD that someone she knew punched her in the face and threw her to the ground. No word yet on whether anyone has been taken into custody.
New this morning, the third suspect in the death of a 6-year-old has been identified. According to prosecutors, Terry McKnight is currently in the hospital after being hit by a truck. Right now, her condition is unknown, but police say she will be arrested if she is able to be released. The other two suspects, Tanya McKnight and the victim's guardian, and Susan Robinson, currently in jail for the death of Dominique Moody. The girl was found unresponsive in the East Charlotte home a week ago. Court records show she had bruises, burns, broken bones, and was forced to live in a dog crate. Dominique's birth mother, Ikea McKnight, says her daughter was placed in Tanya's care, who is a relative by marriage. 4 other kids lived in the home as well, ranging from 1 to 6 years of age. Their current conditions or where they are living, that information has not been released.
Right now, CMPD is investigating after a shooting in Northeast Charlotte. It happened Monday afternoon right near an apartment complex off of Canterwood Drive and LG Wood Lane. Medic tells us that one person was treated for non-life-threatening injuries. No further details have been released.
South Charlotte neighbors demanding action after CMPD confirms 2 homicides over the weekend are in fact connected. The investigation ties scenes along East Woodlawn Road and Farmers Drive from early Saturday morning, where 2 teens were killed. Charlotte City Council member Dante Anderson says the city is adopting a new safety committee where one of their top priorities is going to be curbing youth violence.
So many arguments and so many situations get escalated with guns, and guns are not the solution. And so, number one, we need to lean into our young people and make sure that they understand the various alternatives to violence.
CMPD says the investigation remains active. Police have not released any suspect information so far.
This morning, the search continues for a missing 16-year-old in Statesville. You can see on your screen, Oscar Taylor Jr. was reported missing last Monday. He's 6'3" and weighs 170 pounds. Investigators have not released any details on where he was last seen or what he was wearing. Anyone with information that could help find Oscar is asked to call Statesville police.
Some sad news for folks in Gastonia. After nearly 80 years in business, a longtime local favorite is closing its doors. Aro's Barbecue announced it will shut down operations on December 27th, citing ongoing economic challenges. Owners thanked generations of customers for their support and all the memories as well. There is a bit of good news, however. If you're a big fan of their slaw and pimento cheese, those will still be available for sale in local grocery stores.
Well, Washington may be on holiday recess, but the Epstein file fallout is only getting louder. President Trump has responded, and a former president now entering the conversation. Welcome back. The Epstein files are still making waves in Washington, despite Congress and the president having gone home for the holidays.
President Trump responded to the continued controversy as lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are calling for legal action against the Department of Justice for not releasing the full files. NBC's Alice Barr has details as more are weighing in.
As lawmakers head home for the holidays, many lobbing parting shots against the Justice Department for not releasing the full files on sex offender Jeffrey Epstein by last Friday's deadline set under the Epstein Transparency Act. The Senate's top Democrat bringing up a resolution for legal action against the DOJ for what he called its, quote, blatant disregard of the law in its refusal to release the complete Epstein files, and accusing the Trump administration of hiding the truth.
This whole thing is with Epstein is a way of trying to deflect from the tremendous success that the Republican Party has.
President Trump voicing frustration over the continued controversy.
I thought that was finished. I believe they gave over 100,000 pages of documents.
So far, though, less than 10,000 documents have been made public, and there are heavy redactions, with close to 700 pages entirely blacked out. The Justice Department says it's necessary to protect victims. NBC News legal analysts saying a judge would likely grant an extension on the file's release.
But I think here, when we're looking at this from the public perspective, outside of the courtroom, there's reason to have skepticism. It's really the way that this is played out over time.
Former President Bill Clinton now joining calls criticizing the process. He's appeared in a series of photos that his spokesperson called selective releases, implying wrongdoing against someone repeatedly cleared. Now urging the Justice Department to release anything that remains related to the former president to promote transparency over insinuation. President Trump said he didn't like the photos of former President Clinton being posted, arguing that many people are appearing in images that never did anything wrong tied to Epstein. The president himself has appeared in some photos, including one that was removed and then reposted. The DOJ says to protect women who were also pictured. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
The Department of Homeland Security is now offering $3,000 to undocumented immigrants to self-deport by the end of the month. That triples the $1,000 that had been offered since May. The Department of Homeland Security says tens of thousands of people have already taken an exit bonus by self-deporting through the U.S. Customs and Border Patrol app. Immigrants who take the offer are given a free plane ticket, and any civil fines or penalties for failing to leave the country are cleared.
U.S. military says it conducted a deadly strike on a vessel allegedly trafficking drugs in the eastern Pacific Ocean on Monday, killing one person. The strike was at the direction of Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. Military leaders said the target was a low-profile vessel operated by a terrorist organization in international waters. At least 105 people have now been killed in strikes on suspected drug boats that the Trump administration has said is aimed at curtailing narcotics trafficking. Search and rescue crews were on the scene of a deadly plane crash in Texas on Monday. Authorities say a Mexican naval plane was carrying burn patients when it went down into Galveston Bay, about 50 miles southeast of Houston. The Coast Guard says at least 5 people were killed in Monday's crash. Crews were able to pull 4 people alive from the water. 1 person is still unaccounted for. A dive team and a drone unit have been at the scene. State and federal officials are expected to help with the search effort, as well as investigations into what caused this plane crash.
This morning on WCNC Charlotte, we asked you if you were done with your holiday shopping. We'll tell you what a lot of you said coming up next.
And remember, we've got all the local Christmas content you need to get into the holiday spirit. Every day leading up to Christmas at 9:30 p.m., we'll be streaming Christmas parades around the Piedmont on WCNC+. There you can tune in to rewatch some of your local favorite parades. And that's not all, of course. We've got Santa Tracker tomorrow night for Christmas Eve. And of course, the Yule log. So definitely want to take a look. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining us on WCNC Plus. Always a pleasure to be your weatherman. 73 degrees is what we're forecasting for tomorrow. I am bypassing today. We have the 60s. Gets sunny. Turns out to be great. But we want to talk about some records. This time of year, records are usually in the 70s to the 60s. It depends. Now, for Christmas Day, we've only 6 times in history hit 70 degrees plus. Well, we have a high of 74 forecasted. So it looks like we're tying a record on Wednesday, or coming close enough on Thursday. Friday, I actually brought way down, so that's the biggest change I have for you in the forecast. But Saturday, it looks like we're back to the mid-70s as clouds clear out, and that's our best shot at breaking a record. And that was set back in 2021. 2021, by the way, was the last time that we were this warm around the Christmas holidays, so it's not unheard of to do this. High temperatures going forward, though, will eventually have the big drop down. So after Saturday, we are not anticipating the 70s anytime soon in the foreseeable future, and we're even back to more winter temperatures, talking about 45, 40, 45. Typically, during the dead of winter, we average a high of 52 degrees, but that means that to get an average of 52, you oftentimes are dropping down the 30s and 40s, and then sometimes even visiting the 60s during the month of January. So definitely a little bit more winter-like. And then also, of course, if the highs are dropping, so are the lows. Back to freezing temperatures. I'm just letting everyone know, even the drop from the 50s to the 40s, you're going to notice it. But by Tuesday morning, this one's going to be a shock and awe of the system. So if you can warm up the car, anything you can do, maybe wear the upgraded coat than you would have thought about. Maybe you got a winter coat for Christmas. That's all going to be helpful. And our precipitation chances, a little bumpy. That means barely anything's happening. The only one that really stands out from all the rest is Saturday heading into Sunday. So that's the only one that's really isolating itself. A little bit more detail, wrapping it up with a final bow here on Jerry Hunt Supercenter 7-day forecast. This is a good looking forecast. It's nice that we're going to be this warm. I know a lot of people dreaming of a white Christmas. You got to move somewhere else the way things are going. And then Friday, I do want to mention again, is the one that really is the outlier as far as the clouds go. We might have something called cold air damming setting up. So that's the one variable that's changed. But all in all, great for last minute shopping and great for the holiday. Enjoy it. I was even telling Brittany that I got some new wood chips for smoking. I am going to be grilling out on Christmas Day. I'm pumped.
I think I will too. I'm going to be home with my family in Atlanta, and temperatures are going to be very, very similar. Right now, folks, looking at 277 and I-77. Not a lot of significant traffic issues there, closer to Uptown. However, we are still tracking this crash at Wilkinson Boulevard near I-45, right around RV Lane. Latest update here is that there were 2 people injured in this crash, one with serious injuries, one with minor. We'll continue, of course, to keep a very close eye on it, but at least when it comes to the traffic, not creating big impacts out there right now. Still have this crash in the Steel Creek area, blocking one lane between Steel Creek Road and Highway 49. And then one other active crash right now at Airwood Road at Fawnbrook Lane. That's the only active issue we have out there right now. If you are traveling in and around Charlotte or just traveling in general by car today, best time to do so is before 10 a.m. AAA not expecting a ton of traffic tomorrow or Christmas Day, but by Friday, things are active once again. And your best travel time is once again before 10.
With Christmas just 2 days away, last-minute shoppers are filling up the malls.
And this kind of surprised me, but a new poll shows about 90% of folks still have gifts they've got to buy. Folks, you're running out of time. Some say they're out late every year, and they do it by choice.
For me, it's just get you in the spirit more. You know, you're trying to find that last-minute surprise gift for your loved ones, and I just like the excitement of it.
Despite talk of lower holiday spending nationwide, shoppers say stores seem busier than ever as the final rush continues. And if you're one of those procrastinators, take a look. The malls stay open a little later for you today to accommodate it. It includes North Lake, Concord Mills, South Park. If you wait until tomorrow, though, Christmas Eve, make sure you wrap things up early. You got to plan for this because most of those stores close around 6 p.m. So the big question is, are you done with your holiday shopping?
Not looking at anyone in particular at all.
Oh, there's no one else to look down the line.
It's one thing.
I was close, and it's only one last-minute item, but I will say it's much better to be a last-minute shopper than a last-minute online orderer. Because the worst thing, because
waiting.
Oh man, it's supposed to arrive on the 23rd, and all of a sudden, oh wait, it's the 24th. So at least I don't have that going on.
So we asked you real quickly, how do you feel? Are you done shopping or not? Let's take a look at the results from over the last hour or so.
Wow, it verifies.
Yeah. So the poll said 90%, you say 80%, so pretty close. Still shopping on this, the 23rd day of December.
And 25% of this anchor desk. So.
That's right. I do feel like there's an adrenaline rush that comes with last minute shopping. But, I mean, your options are limited now.
Yeah. See, I just don't have a lot of gifts to buy. I think I say this every year. We don't do like sibling presents or anything. We get stuff for our parents, and then, so I really only have my niece and nephew.
Yeah.
So it's not a ton of stuff.
Yeah. So, listen, if you know of a good spot to get a calendar, Chris is looking, that's what he needs
cool
to get.
Calendar.
A fun,
Cool
a
calendar.
unique
Yes.
calendar.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was Goats and Trees this past year. The one before that was dog shaming. Do you know? No, because they also have the things where they have dogs that have signs like it's just like I love to eat the cushions. Blah blah blah. So that was the year before, but no, it's hilarious.
Right.
Sounds worse than it is.
Yeah, they don't know what it says.
Yeah, they don't know
They
what
don't
it
know that it
says.
says I ate my parents' computer charger
Yeah,
for
I
the
know.
5th time.
Yeah, see, no, it's funny.
All right, let Chris know. In the meantime, live pictures right now. Outside from our Mr. Sparky camera network, take a look. Looking good all around. Chris says it's only going to go up from here. Keep it right here on WCNC Plus.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. You might look at these 4 different examples and say, oh, that's not a great day today, but it will, my friends. These clouds will break over the next few hours, and by the afternoon, we're going to have a lot more sunshine. Cloud cover in the morning is also my favorite because it keeps us warmer. It's 46 degrees in Boone. 46 degrees over in Morganton, same temperature around the Charlotte area. So power that cloud cover, baby. Our out the door forecast looking good. Temperatures will start to warm up pretty rapidly once we break those clouds. Back to the mid 50s by 11 a.m. And then into the afternoon we go. We're talking about the lower to the mid 60s across the board. Sunny to mostly sunny skies, a little bit cloudier up in the mountains. And then here we go. Lower to the mid 70s for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Back to the 70s on Saturday. Eventual cool down through your Sunday. Back to the 40s on Monday. All right, we got Brittany in-house with our morning traffic. What's going on?
Well, not a ton right now, Chris. We do have one crash that was reported about an hour or so ago at New Wilkinson Boulevard near 485, right near RV Lane. We did get an update here that this does have a crash that is involving 2 folks who are hurt, one with serious injuries, one with minor. We'll, of course, continue to bring you updates throughout the morning if we do get them. Otherwise, if you're traveling in the Steel Creek area today, 1 lane block still at Steel Creek Road. That's Highway 160 where it meets Highway 49. We'll be back in 30.
morning and thanks for joining us live here on WCNC Plus at 7:30. I'm Julie Kay and for Lisa Washington.
And I'm Ben Thompson.
Right now, the NTSB is digging deeper into the plane crash near Statesville Regional Airport that killed 7 people. Officials say a preliminary report is expected within 30 days. Meanwhile, loved ones are remembering Craig Wadsworth, one of the lives lost in the crash. Wadsworth was a close friend of retired NASCAR driver Greg Biffle. A GoFundMe has now been launched to help cover memorial and funeral expenses. In the fundraiser, loved ones describe Craig as selfless, generous, and always willing to help. 6 others died in the crash, including Biffle, his family, and Dennis and Jack Dutton. Right now, people continue to mourn the loss of a Lexington police officer. Investigators say a 25-year-old, Caitlin Crook, was shot and killed while she was off duty Wednesday night. Police say it happened during a domestic situation. She was a cheerleader at Catawba College before joining the Lexington Police Department about a year ago. Her mother, Melissa, posted a statement reading in part, quote, "I am devastated and feel a level of pain I never imagined a person could feel." It went on to say Katie wanted to make a difference and she wanted to matter, and I thank you all for showing how much she did matter to this world. We're learning that a man is now facing charges in connection to a shooting in Richmond County. The shooting happened on December 14th in Ellerbe. Investigators say 23-year-old Sydney Pittman was arrested after shooting at an Amazon delivery driver who was mistakenly pulled into his driveway while delivering packages. The victim was with their teenage son during the shooting. Pittman faces charges of discharging a weapon into a moving vehicle and injury to personal property. He's now out of jail after posting a $200,000 bond.
Investigators in Rowan County looking into the death of a man who was reported missing while hunting. Deputies say 41-year-old Jerry Sutton was found dead last week near a tree stand days after being dropped off to hunt near Bringle Ferry Road. Evidence suggests he may have fallen from that stand. The medical examiner is working to determine the official cause of death. For folks flying out of Charlotte Douglas over the next few weeks, you're going to notice a new, faster option at security. TSA rolling out a touchless ID system for some pre-checked passengers using facial recognition instead of physical ID. The program available for American Airlines Advantage members at Security Checkpoint 2. TSA, the goal is to speed up lines and limit contact. Participation is totally voluntary and travelers can still choose traditional ID screening if they prefer. A proposed housing development in Northwest Charlotte is hoping to transform 30 acres of land into affordable housing. WCNC Charlotte's Walker Lawson shows us how faith is driving that project and what happens next.
Well, the Park Church says this development is aimed at transforming faith into foundation.
The petition before you is to support attainable, equity-producing, and wealth-building housing for the citizens of Charlotte-Mecklenburg.
Bishop Claude Alexander spoke to City Council last week, emphasizing this isn't about high-end development. It's about people who are stuck in between. The petition proposes up to 130 independent living units, 91 multifamily attached townhome units, and 87 single-family dwelling units, priced for households earning between 60 and 120% of the area median income. And the goal isn't just affordability, it's ownership. And they are able to make this come to life as they're partnering with True Homes and Prosperity Alliance.
Home buyers will enter the door with an average of $50,000 worth of equity at the beginning. $50,000 worth of equity at the point of signing a mortgage provides the opportunity for wealth to be built over time.
In a city where rising housing costs continue to squeeze working families, this plan is giving faith to local leaders.
I was excited about when I got the phone call months ago about what was bubbling underneath the surface.
And restoring faith with those in the area.
I think it would be worthwhile, really worthwhile, for the affordable housing.
Well, the proposal will go to the zoning board on January 6th. If it receives the recommendation to move forward, it will then go to City Council on January 20th. Reporting in Charlotte, Walker Lawson, WCNC Charlotte.
Thanks a lot, Walker. Walker was actually doing traffic with us not too long ago. We're just collecting characters here on WCNC Plus. We got Julie, we got Brittany. Thank you for joining us. We have a decent day today. It just doesn't look like it. Those clouds will eventually break. It's really over the next few hours that you're really going to see a big change. So you might be heading out the door. Oh, it's a cloudy day. Trust me, my friends, it will become fantastic. By the afternoon, eventually turning sunny to mostly sunny skies. Temperatures in the mid-60s. Great for being out and about. I was in the backyard doing a little bit of yard work. Still a long ways to go. Today, some of those leaves could be blowing around. You still haven't raked them all up like myself. And tools of the day, light jacket, I think, for the morning, but then once we get the sunshine, you can get by with the sweatshirt, maybe even roll up the sleeves, and definitely need the sunglasses. And dare I say shorts? Hopefully they're cooler than these green ones that I have for an icon, but we're talking about 3 days that I think are shorts worthy. Now, I was asking people around our newsroom, when do you like to wear the shorts? I think sunshine is a must for one, but a lot of people, depends where they are. If you're from like up north around New England, a lot of the New Englanders were saying more 60s, and a lot of the Southerners were even saying 70s, and some even have a higher threshold. But I think you can start considering shorts really in this range, so maybe this is the time, because soon you're not going to want to wear them. Going forward, our lows are also on the milder edge, either side of 50 degrees for your Wednesday into Thursday, which, by the way, is Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and then to complete the weekend, still rocking the lower 50s. But then here comes the cold. Let's start in the mountains. 47 on Sunday morning, 25 on Monday, near 10 degrees on Tuesday. That's significant. So for you in the mountains, you're mixing across the 50s and the 60s. And the reason why I wanted to isolate this is that the mountainous rain chances are going to linger on and off over the next several days, but they're going to be cut off there. We're not going to see it work towards the Charlotte area. The only exception I might see is Friday, that we have some more cloud cover where Friday is heading the wrong direction. And that's why that's the only day that by far is not going to break a record. But still talking about the lower to the mid 70s for your Wednesday, Thursday. For your Saturday, has the best chance, because that record's a little bit lower, of 72 degrees. It was actually back-to-back days that we were back in 2021. Super warm. So this will be officially the 7th time in Charlotte history, dating back to 1878, that we have hit 70 degrees plus, and looks like it's going to be in the top 3 warmest overall for the first day of Kwanzaa. It looks to be an overcast day for the time being. Could be a little bit on the cooler side as well. I might even go as cool as the lower 60s if that cold air damming does set up, but that's just early indications. That's why I brought it down. Lower to the mid 70s for your Saturday. That's the pick of the weekend, because Sunday is the day of change. Hopefully we're getting a W for the Panthers, depending on what team you're rooting for. I do know there's a Seahawks fan or honorary Seahawks fan in this studio. Mixed cloud and sunshine. I think eventually we could increase the winds, get that front in here, even a slight chance for rain by the back end. That's going to cool us back to the 40s. Come Monday. Jerry Hunt Supercenter 7-day forecast looking A-OK. Enjoy that warmth while we have it. All right, now let's head over to Brittany. I don't know who I'm talking about for that Seahawks fan.
I don't know either. Traffic right now looking pretty good out there. You can see 277, I-77 moving nice and smooth. Remember, AAA folks says the best time to leave today if you're traveling via car for the holiday is before 10 a.m. Right now, we're still tracking a crash here near Wilkinson Boulevard, just west of the airport. That's near I-485. Here's RV Lane right here. So it's right near RV Lane. We do have a report of 2 folks injured from this. We know one was serious, one with minor injuries. So no update as of right now, but when we do get one, I'll be certainly to let you know. Lane blocked still at Steel Creek Road, where it meets Highway 49 there, the Steel Creek area. Just east of here, we are seeing an additional crash there reported, which I'll give you an update on in just a second. A new crash in the University City area, W.T. Harris Boulevard at University Executive Park Drive, just off the highway there off of 85. All right, here we go. We're going back. I put these in the wrong order, but this was the new crash I was just telling you about. Highway 49, just a little bit up the road from that previous crash between Carowinds Boulevard to General Drive. Currently 1 lane blocked, but not causing significant traffic impacts as of yet.
7:39 right now on WCNC Plus. A record-breaking holiday travel week is here, and TSA says airports will be packed. Before you head out, we'll show you the tricks that can help you beat some of that stress. 7:42 right now on WCNC Plus. The holiday travel rush is underway. Perhaps you're in the middle of it. AAA estimating a record number of people will travel between now and the end of the year. And TSA is warning passengers to expect long lines at airports. But there are some tips and tricks that can make your trip a little bit smoother. Jen Sullivan has the do's and don'ts for traveling this holiday season.
For many Americans, 'tis the season to travel, and AAA is expecting more than 122 million people to travel 50 miles or more between now and January 1st.
We're projecting another record.
AAA spokesperson Aixa Diaz says the busiest days to travel are the days leading up to Christmas. So, when should you head out?
The holiday itself is always the best day to travel.
You can expect busy airports, but there are some tricks to making your trip a bit less bumpy. Travel experts recommend TSA PreCheck. It costs around $85 and it's good for 5 years. Right now, a second person in your family gets $15 off if you enroll together before the end of the year.
Even if the line looks long in PreCheck, it moves so much faster because you don't have to take things out of your bag. You go through a metal detector instead of that scanner.
Travel expert Brian Kelly says digital verification platform Clear will also get you through security lines faster. The cost is $209 a year. Clear also offers a concierge service at airports that will help you check your luggage. That starts at $99. But TSA has a program that offers free assistance to all eligible passengers. Seniors over 75, people with disabilities, even parents traveling with young kids can sign up. It's called TSA Cares. Fill out the form online, or if your flight is within 72 hours, call the number on your screen and they'll help you through security. Here's what Kelly recommends not to do when traveling. Don't buy basic economy seats. You could get hit with hidden fees later.
Cheap can be expensive.
He also recommends not parking at the airport. Instead, use the app Spot Hero to find much cheaper options that are still very close to the airports. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
It's also the busiest week of the year for the United States Postal Service as carriers work overtime to get holiday packages delivered before Christmas. Mail carriers say the volume has nearly doubled, and teams have been preparing all year to handle this rush.
This year, we've added 14,000 seasonal employees to our roster. We have a modernized infrastructure. We've been doing that over the last 10 years. We've added 614 new machines just this year alone nationwide.
USPS expects the heavy volume to continue right through Christmas Eve, reminding customers that Priority Express options are still available for last-minute shipping. And amid the holiday madness, the USPS reached a milestone, delivering their 9 billionth package in the U.S. Well, someone could be unwrapping a very big Christmas gift this Christmas Eve. Powerball jackpot is climbing once again. No one matched all 6 numbers in Monday night's Powerball drawing, pushing the jackpot to an estimated $1.7 billion for tomorrow night. That prize now ranks as the 4th largest Powerball jackpot ever and one of the biggest in U.S. lottery history. The Powerball jackpot has been won on Christmas Eve once before and 4 times on Christmas Day.
If you needed a reason to curl up with hot cocoa and holiday movies, today's the day. We'll tell you why coming up next.
And remember, we got all the local Christmas content you need to get into the holiday spirit. Every day leading up to Christmas at 9:30, we'll be streaming Christmas parades around the Piedmont on WCNC Plus right here. There you can tune in to rewatch some of your favorite local parades. And that's not all. We've got Santa Tracker for Christmas Eve. Tonight we've got Rock Hill's Christmas Parade. And of course, at all times, we've got the Yule Log, perfect to match our warm and bright Christmas week. We'll be right back.
Welcome, everybody. It is going to be a fantastic day today. 65 degrees. That's a nice upgrade from our high of 54 yesterday, which, by the way, 54 is where we should be this time of year. But then the Christmas holiday, Mother Nature says, no, 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 ho, ho, ho. We're going to make it hot almost for this time of year as temperatures are jumping up to the lower to the mid 70s. The warmest we've ever been around Christmas is 77 degrees. We're not quite getting there, but still rocking the lower to the mid 70s is sensational. So even 10 degrees warmer or up to than what we have today. Now, one note for today, do not exclude it will be windy from time to time. Those winds start to shift ever so slightly. So it will be a cooler breeze, especially by the end of the day. So plan that accordingly, but especially during the afternoon, part of that sunshine kind of balances things out. So that's going to be pretty decent. I've been now announcing this because I'm very excited about it. It's going to be holly jolly grilling for Christmas. So I'm going to have a Christmas cookout. Kim asked me what I wanted to do. It's all my birthday, so I was like, you know what, let's do this. So we're going to be grilling out some burgers. You're going to have, or burger, whatever that is. Yule Fire Warm is what we're calling it. And then once you head to about 6 o'clock, sun's already set at that point. We'll be cooling off pretty quickly, but still very mild. So near record warmth. That 73-degree high would tie a record set back in 2015. The 2 years of the last 11 that has been a warm Christmas was 2015 and 2021. Those are 2 of the 6 years that have been at 70 plus in Charlotte history. And again, that dates back to 1878. For your Christmas Day holiday, 74 still stands out because that would tie for the second warmest. What happened back in 1955 is an anomaly, and what happened in 2021 for the day after and the first day of Kwanzaa was historical, up to 77. But Saturday, just because the record for that day in climatology for the 27th of December is a little bit lower, has the best chance to recover. I do want to point one other thing out. This day, we're starting off cloudy for today and then gets sunny for the afternoon. Friday has a big question mark. I might bring it back up to the 70s, but I brought it down to the mid 60s for the time being because of chance of what's called cold air damming. Sometimes you can have some cloud cover and moisture that's backed up against the mountains. We have that type of scenario as the backdoor front starts to work its way in. So just letting you know there is an adjustment to that day, but that should clear out, allowing us to warm back up into the 70s for your Saturday. And then boo, down through the 60s. Sunday is the transition day. It gets windier, chance for rain. That's the only day that really stands out. And then our highs are back to the 40s. So what's crazy, check this out. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, last days of the year, 45, 40, 45. Those are our highs. Meanwhile, our lows starting tomorrow morning for 5 days in a row are beating what our highs are going to be next week. That really puts it in perspective, and that's going to allow our temperatures to drop down into the lower to the mid 20s for your Tuesday and Wednesday. And as I just mentioned, only one real significant chance for rain, and it's not even significant. I can say one at least numbered rain chance. That is on Sunday to Sunday night, so nothing major. We desperately need the rain, but at least it's dry for the holiday. Okay, that's it. I'm done talking about weather. Traffic's turn.
That's it. I'm done. That's it. Well, right now we, of course, have pretty nice conditions for the most part on our traffic. It's definitely not as active as a normal Tuesday. There's a live picture here on I-85. This is heading southbound, that is, on I-85 near Berkshire Freeway. And I chose this camera because we do have a new crash in this area. Now, as you can clearly see, it's not creating any major issues right now. That's right near exit 36, Berkshire Boulevard and I-85 southbound. But we're starting to see some of those medium slowdowns. A previous crash I told you about, Wilkinson Boulevard near 485. That did have 2 injuries. No update on the injuries, but it does look like that crash is clear. Not seeing any additional traffic in this area. A few new areas in Steel Creek, seeing some new traffic crashes to talk about. So the first Steel Creek Road there at Highway 49, we've known about that one for a bit. This one just happened also on Highway 49 near Youngblood Road. So be mindful of that if you're heading all across Highway 49, because you got the crash there, got the crash here, and then, oh my goodness gracious, Highway 49 again, a crash between Carowinds Boulevard to General Drive. So I definitely would try to avoid a try-on there in this area of Steel Creek if you can, because things are just moving and grooving in these areas this morning.
Thanks, Brittany and Ginger the Elf. is back. This morning we caught her making some cookies in the Charlotte Today kitchen. Good reminder to get your cookies made for Santa with Christmas Eve tomorrow. Ginger will be joining us every morning. I think tomorrow's her last morning here on WCNC Charlotte. Spreading some holiday cheer and mischief all the way up to Christmas. And check this out, we've gotten a chance to meet all of your elves as well. These are all of Ginger's friends out there. So keep these pictures coming because we want to see what all of your elves are up to. You can send them right here to the number on your screen, 704-329-3600.
Well, today is National Christmas Movie Marathon Day, which basically means it's the perfect time to get all cozy and binge all your favorite holiday films. It's that built-in excuse to sort of slow down, grab a blanket, and let the festive vibes take over.
Of course, and whether you're into the classics or the newer holiday hits, it's all about soaking in that warm, nostalgic Christmas feeling. Simple way to escape the holiday rush and just enjoy a little bit of movie magic. So pick your lineup, get comfy, and let that marathon begin. That's all about what today's about.
All right, let's go down the line. Chris, your go-to movie.
Home Alone.
Classic. Love Actually is what we watch every year.
I actually really, it's a great movie.
It's a good movie.
It's a great movie. I would say Home Alone, but just to be different, I'll say National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Solid.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Oh,
Ooh.
yes.
Yeah.
We've got good taste.
Look at us. Yeah, something a little different from everybody.
I know, right? A little bit of everything. There's a lot of great ones out there. All right. Unfortunately, the weather, I mean, it's not really good for binge watching. You should get outside and, like you say, grilling, but either way.
Projector in the backyard.
Hey.
There you go.
Movie.
That's a Carolina Christmas right there.
That is.
All right. Live pictures right now from the tree there at Rockefeller Center. Looking all nice. Keep it right here on WCNC Plus.
All right, it's happening. We're starting to see some breaks in the clouds. It will get a lot sunnier later on. I guarantee it. It's going to be a decent day. Just starting off on the cloudier end. Here's our futurecast to prove it. There's been a little bit of sprinkle action up in the mountains, and the clouds are mainly going to remain here. Meanwhile, the rest of us clearing out for the afternoon. Sunny to mostly sunny skies even. So all right, enjoy it. Today will be a breezy day, though, so factor in some gusts, occasionally getting up to 25 miles per hour. Current temperature very warm from the mountains to the foothills to the Charlotte area. Only a difference of 41 to 48 degrees. That's really uniform. Today, though, highs in the mid-60s before eventually we start off around 50 tomorrow and highs in the lower to the mid-70s. Going to be a great 7-day forecast. Historically warm before eventually we cool down Sunday heading into Monday. So enjoy it. Brittany, take it away. What's going on?
Well, traffic is still not too bad. A lot of our crashes are kind of on some smaller side areas, especially down the Steel Creek area right now. Here's a live picture, I-77 north and southbound here, just north of Tybola as you're heading toward Billy Graham Parkway. Biggest crash we have right now locally across the Charlotte Metro is I-85 southbound. There's a crash here at Brookshire Boulevard causing some minor slowdowns, especially on Highway 16. However, not too bad right now. Updates in 30 minutes.
Streaming live right now at 8 a.m. right here on WCNC Plus. I'm Ben Thompson.
And I'm Julie Kay in for Lisa Washington this morning. Starting out with your forecast, anyone traveling will be happy to know things are looking pretty good.
Looking amazing. I'm really pumped about this. Here's our camera that is happening right over Kannapolis. It's a cloudy to a mostly cloudy start, but we're already starting to see some of those breaks, and we'll see more and more chunks of blue sky before you're seeing a majority of blue sky. High temperatures in the mid-60s. We're talking about a 10-degree upgrade. Now, note, there's always asterisks, right? It is going to be on the breezier side, so that could make you feel a little bit cooler from time to time. Direct sunshine kind of balances that out anyways. But those wind gusts getting up to about 20 to 25 miles per hour on and off throughout the day, so just be advised. Here's a look at our satellite and radar. We've been tracking a little bit of rain. It's been too dry for it to hit the surface. I think at most maybe somebody had a quick sprinkle that you didn't really even need the mist setting for so far this morning. We'll eventually see this moisture source cut off for at least the Charlotte area, still keeping clouds around for up in the high country. And then after that, we're just pretty much drying out. We don't really see another substantial batch of clouds until we get a little bit closer to about Friday, all in all. But I really like the show where temperatures are going and where we're trending, and it's definitely going to be trending towards more of a record season. So check it out. We are hitting about 73 degrees is the forecast high that we have for your Wednesday. So very, very close, either tying or slightly breaking it, I think, for your Wednesday. That's Christmas Eve. So the warmest Christmas Eve is a possibility. But you can still say for Christmas Eve and Christmas at least one of the warmest, because 77 separates itself from the rest. Usually the top three are within a degree of each other. No, 1955's Christmas had 77, and then the number 2 spot, 74 degrees. That's what we're going to be matching. So we're either tying or finishing the top 3 warmest Christmases on record. Now, Friday does not have a record chance. This one is separated 65 degrees. I kicked that down because more additional cloud cover is going to be a possibility. And then 74 for your Saturday. That should smash the record of 72 set back not too long ago, just 4 years ago, back in 2021. Quick observation. In 2021, we had a historic run of warmer temperatures. In 2022, we had the coldest, second coldest Christmas Eve temperature of all time. That was 9 degrees. So yeah, it really flip-flopped during that time frame, and then now we're back to the warmer side. So we'll see what 2026 gives. Maybe that trend will continue. I hope not. The only chance for rain that I see is a 20% chance on your Sunday and Sunday night. That is the day that everything changes, where even our lows drop well below freezing in the lower to the mid-20s. So what are we going to do? We're going to take advantage of these warmer 70s while we have it, because no 70s in sight after Sunday for the foreseeable future. Let's see what's happening right now with our morning commute. Good morning, Brittany.
Good morning, Chris. Not much out there right now. 77 north and southbound here between Tyvola up toward Billy Graham Woodlawn. Looks clear and quiet across the board. Starting to see a pretty notable slowdown. It's not too long, but it is pretty significant here with some stop and go traffic. This is on Berkshire Boulevard near I-85 southbound. So where that loop is that you would get on I-85 just before. Right now, the slowdown only lasts for about half a mile, but again, it's still very dense where it is. Wilkinson Boulevard, I-485 crash. Haven't got an update on the 2 folks injured in this one, but the crash itself has cleared. Of course, if we get updates, we'll let you know right here on WCNC Plus. Lanes still blocked. Steel Creek Road and Highway 49 there down in the Steel Creek area. Additional crash just happening at Youngblood Road and again on Highway 49. And maybe you don't want to travel on Tryon there down in the Steel Creek area, because there's another crash there on 49 between Carowinds Boulevard and General Drive. Remember that the best time to travel today on the roads is before 10 a.m. That's per AAA.
We continue to follow breaking news update. Right now, Charlotte City leaders are working to provide information as the state's House Oversight Committee is demanding answers on what they consider to be lapses in public safety.
In newly obtained letters, state lawmakers point to several incidents on the light rail, including 2 recent stabbings. WCNC Charlotte's Richard Devane is live in Charlotte's South End along the light rail. So Richard, good morning. What kind of information are lawmakers after here?
Yeah, they want a lot of information, Julie. Good morning to you. Good morning, Ben. Good Tuesday morning, everyone. The House Oversight Committee of North Carolina has actually asked for that documentation. They are saying they need it by the beginning of next year. And it's pretty detailed as far as what they're requesting, and they're requesting it of the leadership right here in the city of Charlotte. As we take a look at video, they requested this information actually last Friday. We just got our hands on it, and those letters were sent to the Charlotte Mayor, Vilaus, Marcus Jones, who's the city manager, CAT's interim CEO, Brent Cagle, and a newly hired CMPD Chief, Estella Patterson. Committee leaders say they're investigating whether Charlotte is effectively addressing what they say is a rise in violent crime. Lawmakers point to several high-profile incidents, including 2 stabbings on the light rail, one fatal, that one taking the life of Irina Zaruska. The committee is requesting several years of documents, communications, and crime data related to public transit safety, police staffing levels, recruitment and retention, and in cooperation with federal immigration authorities. They're also seeking information on diversity, equality, and inclusion initiatives and how public safety funds have been allocated. Lawmakers say their goal is to ensure public funds are being used to protect residents and transit riders and to determine whether public safety has taken a back seat to other policy priorities. We have statements from both sides recently who talked about how funds are being used. First, the Republicans. Take a listen.
That could get us a police officer on every rail car. That could get us fencing around the platforms to ensure people that are not ticketed don't get in there. It could have prevented the death of Irina Zaruska, and it could have prevented the stabbing that just occurred. What on earth are we doing with the taxpayers' money if we're not protecting them first and foremost?
We need to revisit, if we're going to build new transit lines, and we are going to build one because we've committed that to the northern towns, we're going to have to build one that is already planned as a safe space to be.
Of course, that was Kyle Kirby and Mayor Lyles. We can tell you that they have until the 8th for those folks to get that information to the Oversight Committee, and we'll keep you posted on what the committee releases and what happens next. We're right here in the South End. It's Richard Devane. Guys, we'll send it back to you.
Richard, thank you. The demand for these records comes as CATS officials clarify a recent assault actually did not happen on one of their buses. They say the woman had boarded the bus to get away from an incident that took place off the property. CMPD says it happened on Monroe Road, just south of Wendover on Sunday. The victim told CMPD that someone she knew punched her in the face and threw her to the ground. No word yet on whether anyone has been taken into custody.
New this morning, the 3rd suspect in the death of a 6-year-old has been identified. According to prosecutors, Taryn McKnight is currently in the hospital after being hit by a truck. Right now, her condition's unknown, but police say she will be arrested as soon as she is released from the hospital. The other 2 suspects, Tanya McKnight, the victim's guardian, and Susan Robinson, currently in jail for the death of Dominique Moody. The girl was found unresponsive in an East Charlotte home a week ago. Court records show she had bruises, burns, broken bones, and had been forced to live in a dog crate. Dominique's birth mother, Ikea McKnight, says her daughter was placed in Tanya's care, who's a relative by marriage. 4 other kids lived in the home, ranging from 1 to 6 years old. Their current conditions and placement are not known at this point.
Right now, CMPD is investigating after a shooting in Northeast Charlotte. It happened Monday afternoon right near an apartment complex off of Counterwood Drive and Algywood Lane. Medic tells us that one person was treated for non-life-threatening injuries. No further details have been released.
Meanwhile, South Charlotte neighbors demanding action after CMPD confirmed 2 homicides over the weekend are in fact connected. The investigation ties in scenes along East Woodlawn Road and Farmhurst Drive from early Saturday morning where 2 teens were killed. Charlotte City Council member Dante Anderson says the city is adopting a new safety committee, and one of their top priorities is curbing youth violence.
So many arguments and so many situations get escalated with guns, and guns are not the solution. And so, number one, we need to lean into our young people and make sure that they understand the various alternatives to violence.
CMPD says this investigation remains active. Police have not released any suspect information at this time. Some sad news for folks in Gastonia. After nearly 80 years in business, a longtime local favorite is closing its doors. RO's Barbecue announced it's going to shut down operations on December 27th, citing ongoing economic challenges. Owners thank generations of customers for all their support and memories. There is a bit of good news in all this. If you're a big fan of their slaw and their pimento cheese, it will still be available in local grocery stores. 8:09 right now. As we had to break, here is an exclusive shopping deal for our viewers.
Hey, I've tested a lot of pillow massagers over the years. This is far and away the best, so I wanted to tell you about it. It's this one right here. It's the ComWrap Pillow Memory Foam Massager. It's designed to give you a professional grade massage wherever you are, literally. I'm obsessed with this thing. My wife sits on the couch with this for hours. I think I stress her out, but we'll get to that later. So come on in. This is what makes it so amazing. Dual two-way rotating massage heads, and they actually switch direction every minute to give you a balanced massage, releases knots, improves circulation, melts away stiffness. And the other great thing about this, you just hit a button and the heat turns on within 3 seconds. You can also change intensity levels with this button right here, so you can do a softer daytime massage, or if you need something stronger at night for the athlete in your house, or if you've had a tough day, you can get a stronger, deeper massage as well. What also makes this so great, it's lightweight and compact, perfect to take on a plane, in the car, in the office. You can use it on your neck, your shoulders, back, waist, even your calves and feet. Wherever you need it, it's ready to go. It's also really comfortable, made of high density memory foam, so it conforms right to your body. We have an amazing deal on this for you today. Normally, this is $76.99. Good price? No. For you, an exclusive deal, 60% off. That's huge. Only $29.99. How do you not get this? Just scan the QR code on your screen or go to shoptvdeals.com.
Welcome back to WCNC Plus, 8:13 on the clock. Chances are you might be hosting friends and family over the next few days. All those people and the food and the trash can lead to some issues.
And the last thing you want is plumbing problems when you have a house full of guests. Ugh.
Let's not manifest that for
right.
us.
Natalie Bouchard joins us right now live on WCNC Plus. She is the Senior Public Information Specialist at Charlotte Water. Natalie, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, so fingers crossed, no plumbing issues while you have 20 of your favorite people at the house. But are there specific challenges that Charlotte Water faces around this time of year when you have all these people gathered together in homes?
Definitely. This time of year, like you mentioned, there's more cooking, cleaning, flushing, brushing, washing going on in general. So it's more important than ever to be mindful about what's going down your drain. And we know that grease and wipes are the leading culprits of blockages and sewer overflows. So make sure you're not flushing wipes, and make sure if you're using grease to cook to safely dispose of it, put it in a can or jar on the countertop, wait till it cools, and then put it in the trash, not down the drain.
Now, Natalie, we're sending good vibes to everybody,
Yes.
so hopefully this is not a problem. But in the event that there is a problem, what should people do? What resources are available for people who are experiencing an issue like this?
Definitely. So you can call 311. It's available 24/7, but with issues within the home, you're going to want to call a certified plumber. And this time of year, especially as temperatures begin to drop, that combined with frozen pipe issues can be a problem. But we want to make sure people are prepared now before those temperatures start to drop.
All right, so it sounds like, wipes and grease could be the real Grinches of your Christmas gathering, because let's be honest, the weather actually looks pretty nice over the next few days. So the frozen pipes might not be an issue this week, but we know the cold weather returns next week. So if you're hosting New Year's parties, what can folks do now this week to prepare their drains, their pipes for some of those freezing temperatures?
Definitely. And we recommend, like you said, it's not super cold right now, but it's only going to get colder. So before temperatures drop, it's a good thing to be prepared. One thing you can do right now that's super simple is to locate your emergency water shutoff valve so that you know where to go and what to do in case the worst happens. But other steps you can take are insulating pipes close to exterior walls, putting insulation caps on outside spigots, and making sure you're disconnecting any outdoor hoses. And you can get supplies to do all of that at your local hardware store.
Natalie, I'm an apartment person. Anything different for our people who live in apartments or different types of houses other than a standalone home that they might need to know?
Same advice, definitely be prepared. But one thing you can do is leave your cabinets open so that heat can flow through that plumbing, and make sure that the pipes stay warm and don't freeze or hopefully not burst either.
Yeah, to that point, there was, I think it was 2022. Hey, Chris, was it 2022 when it was the crazy, crazy cold Christmas?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, so that. I remember we were out of town, came back, and it was 15 degrees or whatever, and everything was frozen over. And one of our sinks had no water on it, and we're like, oh my gosh, this is a disaster. It's burst. But evidently, it just had frozen, and it did not actually, the pipe did not bust itself or burst. So what's the difference? Can your pipes just freeze and not burst, or what happens?
They can just freeze and not burst. Typically with a burst pipe, you're not going to get any flow because the pressure system or the integrity of the infrastructure of the pipe itself has been disrupted. But one thing you can do, like I said, leaving those cabinets open. And then if you know you have a frozen pipe, it's important to heat it up slowly. So you can take a hairdryer on a low setting and slowly run it up and down that pipe to get the water moving again.
Ooh, hairdryer trick is a good one. Lots of great advice, of course, for people both Christmas and New Year, especially our mountain folks that might get a little colder. Sure. Anything else people need to know?
I just want to give a quick shout out to our crews that work 24/7. They're super dedicated and they're working even over the holidays. Again, 311 is available 24/7. And again, if you have something going on in your home, it's best to call a certified plumber. If you do spot issues while you're out in your neighborhood, out in public, say you see puddles spring up and you think it might be a leak, definitely call 311. And otherwise, all this information is available on charlottewater.org.
That's a great reminder because, we talk about police officers often having to work and nurses and things like that, but you also have, city workers like Charlotte Water and other people who still work as well. And thank goodness, because otherwise we would have some problems.
Yeah, you've had experience yourself. So,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. And no grease and no wipes, folks. Let that be our holiday message. All right, Natalie, thank you so much. Happy holidays.
Thank you. You too.
All right, 8:19 right now. Keep it right here on WCNC Plus. We'll have another check of that holiday forecast coming up after the break.
welcome back, everybody. Okay, so we were just talking about this. If you're watching, and this is kind of a repeat, but I always like to live by this rule. Whenever you have temperatures at 28 degrees for 4 hours or more, that's when you need to drip. Now, luckily for us, it's not needed whatsoever. You're not going to really need this until next week as temperatures are dropping well down in the 20s. But truly, if you're spending at least 6 hours below 20 degrees, that's where your chances go much, much higher. Now, this is more so for some of those older homes. My home was built in 1987, and there's still a significance there than, say, somebody has a newer home. So it just really depends on what the structure it is. Not everyone needs to do this, but I think it's always a good idea, especially if you're talking about multiple hours in the teens or the single digits, as we did not too long ago. So Bennett also chimed over and was like, when was it? 2022? Absolutely. So here's where it was. It was actually 13 degrees, the second coldest Christmas day that we had, and we actually hit a low of 9 degrees on Christmas Eve. So over the last 5 years, if you're talking about Christmases, it was actually freezing to 56, so near normal last year. Then we had the 60s, the 30s, so the second coldest start to a Christmas, and then the fourth warmest the year before. Well, now we're repeating the pattern that now for 2025, we're going to be in the top 3 warmest, so we'll see if 2026 is going to follow that warm, cool trend. So here it is, the warmest Christmases of all time, dating back to 1878. This Thursday, I still am keeping a high of 74 degrees. The only thing that's going to inhibit this is if we get a little additional cloud cover, or if it just doesn't seem like that things are trending that warm. Things right now have been at least 1 to 2 degrees cooler than sometimes what we've been expecting over the last week or so. Then oftentimes it could be the reverse of that. But as of right now, we're sticking with 74 degrees. And as you can see, those are the only 6 times that we've ever hit 70 plus during Christmas Day. This is a rarity that we're doing this. This will be number 7 at least. I also want to talk about what Santa's going to be going through. So what this graphic is it's showing the different conditions that Santa is going to be dealing with over Charlotte. This is adjusted right around midnight heading into the early morning hours. On rooftops, this is incredible. The wind's going to be very light, so Santa doesn't have to worry about that. Talking about 55 degrees. About a mile up in the atmosphere, so that's right when Santa's going to be landing here in the Queen City, setting his sights on your house. Winds are going to be anywhere from 15 to 20 miles per hour, and we're looking at temperatures to be in the upper 40s. What's incredible about how warm we are is that 3 miles up in the atmosphere, temperatures are still above freezing. So you understand what Santa goes through. Imagine what it's like, say, up in Maine. And winds are going to be about 60 miles per hour, so that means Santa is going to be cruising. And when Santa's even higher up in the jet stream, that's how Santa is going so fast. So great conditions for old St. Nick to come to Charlotte on Christmas Eve into Christmas morning. Take care and Merry Christmas. Hope your morning commute is okay. Let's get over to traffic.
Also, we can't be remiss without saying happy early birthday to Chris Mulcahy, of course, since he's a Christmas Day baby. But traffic out there right now, folks, we have north and southbound I-77 near mile marker 90, so right near the North Carolina-South Carolina border. Things are looking calm and clear. We do still have some slowdowns associated with this I-85 southbound crash near Brookshire Boulevard. Most of these are on Highway 16, and you'll actually notice that southbound here on Brookshire Boulevard is backing up a little bit more, so make sure you're aware of that before you head out the door. Otherwise, W.C. Harris, University Executive Parkway Drive. That's a big crash impact right now up in the University City area. And then we have 3 crashes right now all across Highway 49, one at Steel Creek Road, one all the way down here near Youngblood Road, and then you can see another one here just near Carowinds Boulevard between General Drive. So Steel Creek folks, use that extra caution this morning.
Brittany, thanks. Folks, a quick reminder about grocery store hours for Christmas Eve tomorrow. So if you plan on heading back out tomorrow, just know this. Costco is going to be open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., Target from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Walmart will open at its normal time, varying by location, and then it's going to close at 6. Harris Teeter going to open at its normal time and close at 7. Same for Publix. So if you're planning on a Christmas Eve grocery run, just know that. And we take a live look right now from our Mr. Sparky Camera Network. Keep it right here on WCNC Plus.
Well, good morning, everyone. Last minute shopping. Here's what you need to know. Temperatures warming up through the 40s, the 50s, and then even getting into the lower to the mid 60s. Today is going to be a breezy day, so please note. Now, going forward, tomorrow, Christmas Eve, can you believe it? Temperatures at 73 look to be a record-tying day, and then one of the warmest Christmases of all time, getting up to 74 degrees. I've been saying, hey, it's going to be a great day to maybe do some grilling. And this will be interesting when Santa is coming to town around the Charlotte area, rooftops at 55 degrees. A mile up as he is making his descent, 48 degrees. Now winds are going to be cruising about 60 miles per hour, 3 miles up. But boy, is that going to be a great trip to the Queen City and surrounding areas. Our 7-day forecast brought to you by the Jerry Hunt Super Center. We have multiple days in the 70s, but it doesn't last long. We have that big transition on Sunday, eventually back to that winter-like weather on Monday. Brittany, take it away.
Ooh, traffic not looking too bad out there right now. 77 north and southbound, Chris, near the South Carolina-North Carolina border. This is mile marker 90. Everything is moving smoothly. Best time to get out and get on the roads today, folks, according to AAA, is before 10 a.m. So you got about an hour and a half or so to get on the roads. Otherwise, Brookshire Boulevard, I-85 southbound, there is a crash that's mainly impacting Highway 16. That's the latest update we have right now. We'll have another in 30 minutes.
Thanks for joining us live here on WCNC Plus at 8:30. I'm Julie Kay and for Lisa Washington.
And I'm Ben Thompson.
Right now, the NTSB is digging deeper into the plane crash near Statesville Regional Airport that killed 7 people. Officials say a preliminary report is expected within 30 days. Meanwhile, loved ones are remembering Craig Wadsworth, one of the lives lost in this crash. Wadsworth was a close friend of retired NASCAR driver Greg Biffle. The GoFundMe you see here has now been launched to help cover memorial and funeral expenses. In the fundraiser, loved ones describe Craig as selfless, generous, and always willing to help. 6 others died in the crash, including Biffle, his family, and Dennis and Jack Dutton. Right now, people continue to mourn the loss of a Lexington police officer. Investigators say 25-year-old Caitlin Crook was shot and killed while she was off duty Wednesday night. Police say it happened during a domestic situation. She was a cheerleader at Catawba College before joining the Lexington Police Department about a year ago. Her mother, Melissa, posted a statement reading in part, quote, "I am devastated and feel a level of pain I never imagined a person could feel." It went on to say, "Katie wanted to make a difference. She wanted to matter. And I thank you all for showing how much she did matter to this world." We're also learning that a man is now facing charges in connection to a shooting in Richmond County. Shooting happened on December 14th in Ellerbe. Investigators say 23-year-old Sydney Pittman was arrested after shooting at an Amazon delivery driver who mistakenly pulled into his driveway delivering packages. The victim was with their teenage son during the shooting. Pittman faces charges of discharging a weapon into a moving vehicle and injury to personal property. He's now out of jail after posting a $200,000 bond.
Investigators in Rowan County looking into the death of a man who was reported missing while he was hunting. Deputies say 41-year-old Jerry Sutton was found dead last week near a tree stand days after being dropped off to hunt near Bringle Ferry Road. Evidence suggests that he may have fallen from that stand. The medical examiner is working to determine the official cause of death. If you're flying out the next few days, travelers flying out of Charlotte Douglas may notice a new, faster option at security. TSA is rolling out a touchless ID system for pre-checked passengers using facial recognition instead of physical ID. The program available for American Airlines Advantage members at Security Checkpoint 2, so keep that in mind. TSA says the goal here is to speed up lines and limit contact. Your participation is totally voluntary, and travelers can still choose a traditional ID screening instead. Right now, a proposed housing development in Northwest Charlotte is promising to transform 30 acres of land into affordable housing. The Park Church is leading the project, partnering with True Homes and Prosperity Alliance, with plans to bring more than 300 units to families earning between 60 and 120% of the area median income.
Home buyers will enter the door with an average of $50,000 worth of equity at the beginning. $50,000 worth of equity at the point of signing a mortgage provides the opportunity for wealth to be built over time.
City leaders say the plan could offer real relief in a market where rising costs continue to squeeze working families. The project heads to the zoning board January 6th before a final decision from City Council later in the month.
Plus, construction is on the way to expand high-speed internet across North Carolina. Governor Josh Stein announced more than $300 million were approved Monday. The move will help connect over 93,000 homes, businesses, and community institutions across the state, bringing reliable and lasting connectivity, especially to our rural areas. Construction on the first projects are expected to start around mid-2026.
8:34 right now on WCNC Plus, and it is time to connect the dots. When we make the news make sense. Ugly Christmas sweaters have become a staple at holiday gatherings, and you can thank your great Aunt Edna for making it such a big trend. Ugly Christmas sweaters are a staple of the holiday season with a colorful history. Let's connect the dots. Christmas sweaters have been around for a long time. Back when people used to knit sweaters, experts say they probably created the ugly trend by accident. The trend became even more popular when Cliff Huxtable sported the offbeat sweaters on The Cosby Show back in the 1980s. Fast forward to the 21st century, and we can actually thank the city of Vancouver for the rise of ugly Christmas sweater parties. Two guys there started throwing sweater soirees, the first such a hit, and parties started popping up all over North America, and being ugly turned into a sport. Now every December, we break out our best or worst holiday-themed fashion statements. And that is connecting the dots.
It is crazy how fast things are cruising. By tomorrow, we're talking about 70s for Christmas Eve. What's going on? And for today, the 23rd, last-minute shopping, well, we have some thicker clouds to start off the day. However, sometimes a cloudy morning keeps you on the mild side, and then a sunny afternoon will crank up your Mother Nature's thermostat. That's exactly what we have. So we're clearing through this morning. It's just going to take a little patience over the next couple of hours to start to see a lot more areas of blue sky. Much, much warmer. Yesterday we had 54, that's where we should be, and today is going to be a breezy day. On and off winds gusting up to 25 miles per hour. Do note. Here's your futurecast, still showing some thick overcast skies from place to place right around 10 a.m. Now, at this point, I think we're seeing some areas of blue sky, just depends where you are. By the early to mid-afternoon, so lunchtime goers, you should be seeing an ample amount of sunshine. However, there is a stipulation to the rule, more clouds right here in the foothills up around the Tennessee border and overcast across much of Tennessee. 70. Rain should be staying over there. However, if you live in the mountains, you do have a chance for an on and off shower really now through Christmas and even into the weekend. Not so much here around Charlotte, because Charlotte, we're talking about golfing, we're talking about outdoor cookouts, somehow watching Home Alone on the front yard, whatever you can do. Temperatures in the lower to the mid 60s. This is going to be amazing. However, when temperatures finally cool down, it's going to be kind of a mean trick from Mother Nature. So live in the moment. Don't worry about what's coming. Just enjoy the 70s, because soon they're going to disappear for the foreseeable future. Meanwhile, our rainfall chances only stand out on one day specifically, but let me show you a couple of twists and turns that we have in the weather world. For one, we have a lot of really close systems that are going to be constantly in and out, and that's going to provide some more clouds, I think especially on Friday. But the next big chance for rain is going to be associated with a cold front, and that cold front is indicated by connecting these lines right here, showing that the winds are also picking up, because the closer these lines get together, the windier it gets. But this is going to be a widespread rain event that primarily I think it's going to close out your Sunday heading into early Monday. But also the backside of this is going to provide some snow right along the mountain pass. So there's a chance for some accumulating snow briefly heading into Monday morning, and then we are good on the backside. So moving over to our 7-day forecast, we are dealing with a pretty decent treat for Christmas. Jerry Hunt Super Center showing temperatures are all over the place. This is yesterday's. This happened to me yesterday. We had the 10-day that snuck in. Hold on one second. All right, we have time in the stream. What happened right here? All right, let's get to our actual 7-day forecast with the right icon. Sorry about that. Been doing this for 4 hours. We have lower to the mid 70s on Wednesday and Thursday, so that's Christmas Eve into Christmas. We do see a downturn for the first day of Kwanzaa. That's because that increases that cloud cover, and then boom, should be a record-breaking day on Saturday, but then that big transition is Sunday. After that, you're talking about highs in the 40s, lows back down below freezing next Tuesday. Whew. All right, so let's enjoy the warmth while we have it. Let's see how our morning commute is faring with Brittany.
Oh my goodness gracious. Well, it's definitely not heating up as much as the weather over the next few days, but we do have pretty calm conditions. 77 both north and southbound here, with 85 going over the top of your screen. Everything is moving pretty smooth. In fact, we're also already starting to see improvements. Brookshire Boulevard at I-85, where there was a southbound crash, mainly impacting Highway 16. I still have this W.T. Harris University Executive Park Drive crash here, just off the interstate there, up toward the University City area. I'm not seeing any kind of slowdowns associated with it, so that's nice. Lanes still blocked here at Steel Creek Road there in Highway 49. We also have Youngblood Road and Highway 49 York Road with a crash, and then as you go a little bit further eastbound, Tryon Street, which is also Highway 49, but where it becomes Tryon there in the Steel Creek area, Carowinds Boulevard to General Drive. Just a reminder, before 10 a.m. is going to be your best bet if you're on the roadways today. Minimal traffic Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, but again, Friday before 10 a.m. still your best bet. It all changes though by the weekend.
Thanks, Brittany. Holiday travel may feel festive, but experts say crowded airports and indoor gatherings come with a hidden risk. The warning you'll want to hear before you head out, coming up.
Approaching 8:42 right now on WCNC Plus. In January, folks who are considered severely overweight will have a new option to help them shed those unwanted pounds. The FDA has approved a daily pill of the weight loss drug Wegovy. Novo Nordisk's lead doctor said it's an alternative for patients who don't like getting shots. The company says the pill version had about the same weight loss and side effects in clinical trials as the Wegovy shot. The initial cost of the pill is expected to be about $150 for patients paying out of pocket.
If you're planning to travel over the holidays, beware. Experts say being in crowded places like airports or celebrating with others indoors increases your risk of being exposed to respiratory viruses. Mandy Gaither talks to a doctor about how to help yourself stay healthy during holiday travel.
It's the happiest and busiest time of year, and if you're celebrating the holiday with others or traveling this season, you're at increased risk of catching a winter virus.
We are going to be inside a lot more, especially a lot of places right now. The weather outside, as the song says, is frightful.
Infectious diseases Dr. Jared Fox with Orlando Health says during winter months, we have to watch out for respiratory viruses like COVID-19, flu, RSV, and human metapneumovirus, which causes symptoms similar to a cold. Then there's GI bugs like norovirus.
We see it most commonly in the winter months as more people are gathering indoors.
Fox says to avoid touching your face and wash hands frequently to protect yourself. And he says to make sure you're up to date on vaccinations, which can prevent severe illness.
Influenza vaccine, our COVID-19 vaccine, getting our boosters, especially for the immunocompromised and the elderly, and the RSV vaccine as well for the older population, our pneumococcal vaccine as well.
If you're traveling by airplane or other public transportation, Fox says wearing a mask can help decrease risk, especially if you're seated next to someone you don't know. And if you're sick this holiday season, help stop the spread of germs by staying home.
We're going to have more people inside. You're going to be exposed. So doing everything that we can to lessen that so we don't have to miss out on our holiday gatherings that we enjoy.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Well, people are turning to a new kind of wellness routine that's all about laughing on purpose. May feel a little silly at first, but the idea is that fake laughter eventually turns real, and that burst of joy can help relieve stress.
So doctors say a good hearty laugh can boost your heart health, support your immune system, and even help lower your blood pressure. Researchers have also found that laughter-based therapies can improve your mood, reduce pain, especially in older adults. And for anybody who doesn't feel like laughing, experts say that just going through the motions of it can still trigger the same benefits. So even a fake laugh can have some of the same benefits. I knew we could rely on Chris.
That was a maniacal laugh. Did it work, Chris?
Yeah, no, it did, because then I actually real laughed, and this was pointed out to me over the last few years that my real laugh is actually diabolical and kind of evil.
Which is hilarious, because you're so not evil, to my knowledge.
It makes no sense, so.
There you go.
Yeah, no, that's totally evil. That's not the vibe I'm going for. That's what I do during Halloween. Ho, 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 ho. There we go, that's better, right? So warmer for Christmas, seeing temperatures spike to around 74, but I gotta let you know, over the next 7 days, by next Monday, we're dropping down to 45 degrees. That's the one thing you need to know. Temperatures separated by about 30 degrees for our highs. I'll have the full forecast bringing you through each day this holiday season and how long this warm trend lasts. I'm dreaming of super warm temperatures. Well, you have them going into Christmas. And I'm happy to say that also for last minute shoppers, things get a lot better throughout the course of the day. We move from the 40s to the 50s to the lower to the mid 60s. We do have a strong push for winds out of the west southwest, which is going to keep us on the warmer side. We should have a sunny to a mostly sunny afternoon. So that's going to be a nice little change. But at least we don't have really too many problems besides maybe a few gusts up to about 25 miles per hour blowing your bag sideways in the parking lot. McAdenville Lights. So if you've been before, this is a great drive-through. However, I always suggest parking at the local school. I believe it's the middle school, and there's some other spots if you know somebody that also works out. But walking around McAdenville by far is the best option because there's some houses that you do not see in the drive that are synced to music, that are super fun, and then there's even some free hot chocolate at the local church. So this is one of my favorite spots each and every year, and it goes until December 31st, I believe, right into the end of the year. There's also things like the celebration of lights right in Kannapolis. There's a lot of things happening. So regardless of where you're going, either side of 60 degrees where we start the first part of the evening, and we're only falling down just below 50 by tomorrow. So tomorrow, we start off your Christmas Eve at 7 a.m. Temperatures in the lower to the mid 70s. This looks like this could be a record-tying, dare I even say record-breaking Christmas Eve, one of the warmest of all time regardless in the top three. And we're going to have a mix of cloud and sunshine, nothing that's really too gloom and doom, so at times we might see a few additional clouds. Overnight, when Santa is coming to town, on the rooftops, we have a light breeze, which is great news for the reindeer and for Santa, but temperatures at 55 degrees. Now, a mile up when Santa's going to be making his descent, winds around 20 miles per hour, not too bad, still 48. What's astronomical is typically 3 miles up this time of year, it's below freezing, sometimes by far. Well, winds at 60 miles per hour, so winds get stronger the higher you go up, and especially up in the jet stream. But even 3 miles above our heads, where Santa's going to be flying, 34 degrees above freezing. That shows how warm the column of air is all the way through. So Santa's going to love the weather coming down into the Charlotte area. The warmest Christmases of all time, dating back to 1878 in Charlotte history, 77, 74, 72, and then some lower 70s. By Thursday, this Christmas, it's going to be about 10 degrees plus, 20 degrees plus above average, and the second warmest of all time. So to tie it, I think at worst, maybe we finish in the third spot. There's one other day over this 4-day stretch that could potentially break a record. That's this coming Saturday, as long as temperatures get above that 72 point. 77 is too far to pass for your Christmas Day and the first day of Kwanzaa, but hey, heck of a run. Enjoy it, y'all. This is amazing. Only the 7th time in history Charlotte has hit 70 plus. Let's get right over to Brittany for one last look at our morning commute here on WCNC Plus.
I feel like we deserve it, though, after such a cold start to December, honestly.
We do.
Right now, traffic looks pretty good, folks. We're not seeing much on really 77, 277, most of our highways. Thankfully, this Brookshire Boulevard I-85 southbound crash has since cleared. No onlooking delays with that one. Still an active crash at W.T. Harris Boulevard up in the University City area near University Executive Park Drive. Some minor slowdowns there with medium traffic that's just off of 85. Let's travel all the way down to Steel Creek, where finally this crash there at Steel Creek Road has been cleared. We still have one active though at Youngblood Road, as well as just up the street there between Carowinds Boulevard and General Drive. So that's all we have right now. Reminder that your best travel time is today before 10 a.m. Minimal traffic expected on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, but Friday we're doing it all again before 10 and after 7. Your best times to be out on the roadways. And remember, 41 million more people are expected to travel for Christmas compared to Thanksgiving just 1 month ago. Larry?
Hi, this is Larry Sprinkle. Time for our Tuesday Tailwagger, along with our friends at Animal Care and Control. This time last week, we featured Matilda. Matilda with one ear up and one ear down. Still there, still available at Animal Care and Control. Let's bring on this guy right here. This is James. James is about 6 years old, weighs right around 45 pounds. He is house trained, sleeps through the night, loves to be out on a leash in the backyard. He is a people pleaser. He is treat motivated, learns easily. And obviously, he loves to jam with a little psychedelic music. His name is James. He's available at Animal Care and Control. Open Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Take a look one more time. How can you turn that face down? This is James, about 6 years old, weighs around 45 pounds. He's a perfect pet, and James is our very special Tuesday Tailwagger.
All right, folks, it's that time in the morning. Time to check in on our elf on the shelf, Ginger. She's over in the kitchen this morning, complete with a fashionable chef's hat on as well, making Christmas cookies for Santa himself. You know, Ginger, it's always a pleasure to have you. We've been seeing you every year for the last 10 years or so. And tomorrow is her last day with us as she heads back up to the North Pole. Of course, she's going to be joined by a lot of her friends out there. Take a look. You've sent in your elves on the shelves. I guess that'd be the plural version of it. And they're up to no good as well. Keep sending them 704-329-3600.
We've got elves on the shelves, elves on the countertop, elves everywhere but where they're supposed to be. Remember, of course, we've got all the local Christmas content you need to get into the holiday spirit every day leading up to Christmas. At 9:30 p.m. we'll be streaming parades from around the Piedmont on WCNC Plus right here. You can tune in to rewatch some of your favorite local parades. Tonight you'll be able to see Rock Hill's Christmas parade. But of course, that's not all. Tomorrow night for Christmas Eve, got NORAD's Santa Tracker and of course the Yule Log on demand. We're going to take a quick break here. Keeping it up on Live Impact News coming up soon, so stick with us. We'll have that at 9 a.m.
Hello there. We're starting off cloudier today, and we will get a lot warmer today compared to yesterday. Yesterday, we had a high of 54. We're already up to 50 degrees. Power of that cloud cover really insulated us. It's 46 right now around Watauga County, and we're waiting for the clouds to break. So it might be a couple hours from now, but by the afternoon, we're anticipating high temperatures in the lower to the mid-60s. It's going to be a good one. Our Jerry Hunt Supercenter 7-day forecast, on average, we should be at 54 for a high, 34 for a low. No. We're not going to be anywhere near that heading towards the Christmas holiday. We're a step above, near record highs for Christmas Eve. One of the warmest Christmases of all time, just mixing in some clouds. More clouds, still rocking the 60s for your Friday, starting off at 52. Another record day on Saturday, and then eventually we start to transition to some cooler temperatures back to the 40s on Monday, but a nice treat for Christmas Day. All right, one more look at traffic with Brittany.
Honestly, a nice treat that the roadways don't look bad, Chris. 77 north and southbound, 277, 85. We're all back up to speed after this crash just cleared at Berkshire Boulevard, that is, and I-85 southbound. We're still watching this one area, W.T. Harris Boulevard at University Executive Park Drive in the University area. Otherwise, folks, the best time to get outside and travel today per AAA before 10 a.m. today. Minimal traffic tomorrow and Christmas Day.